I still remember the day I realized something was off. Every morning I'd boil 2 eggs and feel proud, convinced I was fueling my body with the best protein nature had to offer. After all, eggs were supposed to be the gold standard, right? But then came a routine checkup that flipped everything upside down. My doctor leaned in and asked, "Are you sure you're getting enough protein to keep your muscles strong?" I laughed. "Of course I am. I eat eggs every day." But his answer hit me like a ton of bricks. That might not be enough. See, eggs aren't bad. They're good, in fact. But here's the shocking truth most people over 60 never hear. Eggs only contain around 13 grams of protein per 100 grams. Decent? Sure. But there are foods out there, many of them hidden in plain sight, that deliver 2, 3, even 5 times more usable protein than eggs. And if you don't know about them, you might be missing the simplest way to fight off the slow, silent loss of muscle that comes with age. Because here's the scary part. When protein intake falls short, so does your strength. Muscle mass shrinks, steps get slower, balance falters, and falls become far more likely. But with the right foods on your plate, you can actually rebuild and protect your strength, no matter your age. Before we dive in, take a second to leave a comment below. Tell us where you're watching from and how your energy levels have been lately. We read every single one, and your story might inspire someone else who needs this. Today we're counting down the top 10 protein-rich foods that beat eggs, all backed by research, all proven to support aging muscles, and some so surprising you may have never heard of them before. Let's start with number 10, a food that seems ordinary but is secretly twice as powerful as eggs. Number 10 on our list is a food you've probably walked past 100 times at the grocery store without realizing just how powerful it really is. Greek yogurt. Not the sweetened, syrupy versions, but the plain, non-fat, strained kind. Here's the kicker. Per 100 grams, Greek yogurt packs about 10.3 grams of protein, compared to just 6.3 grams in a boiled egg. That's nearly double the protein, and with none of the extra fat. And because it's strained 3 times, most of the watery whey and lactose are removed, leaving behind a thick, creamy yogurt that's both easy to digest and absolutely loaded with muscle-supporting protein. A study published in Nutrients back in 2020 revealed something eye-opening. Seniors who consumed at least 20 grams of dairy-based protein per day preserved 25% more muscle mass over 12 weeks compared to those who didn't, especially when combined with simple activities like walking. That's not just theory, that's measurable strength. It takes more protein and better quality protein to trigger muscle repair. Greek yogurt fits that bill perfectly, giving you a concentrated dose that's gentle on the stomach and digestible even for those with mild lactose sensitivity. The best part? It's ridiculously versatile. Add a handful of berries or a sprinkle of flax seeds for a power breakfast. Blend it into smoothies for a creamy base, whip it into savory dips, or even use it in place of heavy dressings. Just one small swap, and you're fueling your muscles in a way eggs alone can't match. But Greek yogurt is only the beginning. What if I told you there's a food that not only beats eggs in protein, but also brings something eggs completely lack, a nutrient that can keep your digestion running smoothly and inflammation at bay? That brings us to number 9. At number 9, we've got a food that's been sitting quietly in pantries for centuries, often overlooked as just a cheap filler: chickpeas. But when it comes to supporting aging muscles, chickpeas do something eggs can't even begin to touch. Per 100 grams, cooked chickpeas deliver around 11.2 grams of protein, already outpacing eggs. But here's the real secret. They bring along dietary fiber, something eggs are completely missing. Why does that matter? Because fiber helps regulate digestion, balance blood sugar, and reduce the low-grade inflammation that slowly eats away at muscle over time. In fact, research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who replaced some animal protein with legumes like chickpeas experienced up to 26% less muscle loss. The reason? Healthier gut bacteria and lower inflammation. 2 things absolutely essential for maintaining strength past 60. And that's not all. Chickpeas are also rich in magnesium, a mineral that keeps muscles contracting smoothly and helps with recovery. Without enough magnesium, muscles weaken, tighten, and fatigue far faster. Eggs can't give you that? Chickpeas can. The best part is how easy they are to use. Soak them overnight to boost digestibility, then cook them into hearty curries, toss them into stews, or blend them into creamy hummus. Roast them in the oven for a crunchy snack that's as satisfying as chips but infinitely better for your muscles. Chickpeas prove that muscle fuel doesn't have to come from meat, but we're only scratching the surface. The next food on our list is even smaller, but it packs a complete set of amino acids, the building blocks your muscles desperately need to stay strong. Coming in at number 8, let's talk about quinoa. Number 8 might look like a simple grain at first glance, but don't be fooled. Quinoa is in a league of its own. Once cooked, it delivers around 14 grams of protein per 100 grams. And here's the kicker, it's a complete protein. That means quinoa naturally contains all 9 essential amino acids, the ones your body can't produce on its own but must have to repair and rebuild muscle. That alone makes quinoa a powerful tool for older adults. But there's something else that really sets it apart: lysine. This amino acid is critical for muscle repair, calcium absorption, and even collagen production, which keeps your joints and tendons strong. Most grains are almost completely missing lysine, but quinoa has it in abundance. The impact is real. A 2022 study published in Nutrients found that seniors who added quinoa to their meals saw a 9% boost in leg strength in just 8 weeks, compared to those eating plain rice. Think about that. A simple swap from rice to quinoa, and you're already making measurable gains. To unlock quinoa's full power, here's a trick: soak it overnight before cooking. This reduces compounds called saponins that can interfere with nutrient absorption and helps your body use more of that valuable protein. And when it comes to cooking, ditch plain water. Instead, use bone broth or low-sodium vegetable stock to add minerals, and toss in a pinch of turmeric with black pepper for a gentle anti-inflammatory boost. Quinoa is incredibly versatile too. Build warm grain bowls topped with sautéed greens and mushrooms. Mix it into veggie stir-fries, or even enjoy it as a savory breakfast, topped with a soft-boiled egg and avocado for an extra punch of protein and healthy fat. Just 3/4 of a cup per day can noticeably improve recovery, energy, and strength, but only if you stick with it consistently. Quinoa proves that tiny foods can deliver big results. But the next one takes things up another level. It's a seed you probably associate with snacking, yet it contains nearly twice the protein of eggs, along with 3 minerals most older adults are missing. Let's move to number 7, pumpkin seeds. At number 7, we have a food most people only think about in October: scooped out of jack-o'-lanterns and tossed aside, pumpkin seeds. But when it comes to pure muscle fuel, these tiny seeds are absolute powerhouses. Per 100 grams, pumpkin seeds pack an impressive 19 grams of protein, nearly twice what you'd get from the same amount of eggs. And while that number alone is enough to earn them a place on this list, their real strength lies in the nutrients they carry alongside the protein. Pumpkin seeds are loaded with magnesium, iron, and zinc, 3 minerals that most older adults fall short on after age 60. Each one plays a vital role. Magnesium keeps your muscles contracting smoothly and prevents painful cramps. Iron ensures your muscles get the oxygen they need to perform and recover. Zinc helps rebuild damaged muscle tissue and supports your immune system. Without enough of these minerals, even a high-protein diet can fall flat because your body can't efficiently use the protein you're eating. Pumpkin seeds close that gap. The science backs it up. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that older adults who ate pumpkin seeds daily saw muscle inflammation drop by 38% in just 12 weeks. That's not just maintenance. That's actively reversing hidden inflammation that accelerates muscle loss. The good news: they're ridiculously easy to add to your meals. Stick to raw, unsalted seeds to keep all the natural benefits. Sprinkle them over Greek yogurt, toss them into your morning smoothie, or grind them into a creamy seed butter that tastes amazing and adds a big protein punch. Pumpkin seeds show us that sometimes the smallest foods deliver the biggest results. But now, we're stepping into a whole new category. What happens when you take protein add fermentation, and unlock nutrients your body wouldn't otherwise absorb. That's exactly what makes number 6 so special. Let's talk about tempeh. At number 6, we're stepping into a food you'll usually spot on gym menus or in health stores, but it deserves far more attention from older adults: tempeh. Per 100 grams, tempeh delivers about 20 grams of protein, already more than 3 times what you'd get from eggs. But it's not just the number that makes tempeh special, it's the form of that protein. Unlike tofu, which is made from soy milk, tempeh is created from whole soybeans that are fermented, and that one process changes everything. Fermentation makes the protein easier to digest, which is critical for older adults whose digestive systems often don't absorb nutrients as efficiently as they once did. It also unlocks hidden compounds that protect muscle tissue from age-related breakdown. And here's where it really shines. Tempeh is naturally rich in leucine, the amino acid that acts as the on switch for muscle growth. After 60, your body becomes less responsive to protein, so getting enough leucine is essential to keep muscle-building signals firing. But that's not all. Because tempeh is fermented, it also contains probiotics, the friendly bacteria that support gut health. And research is showing that a healthy gut microbiome doesn't just help digestion, it actually influences how well your body uses protein. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with diverse gut bacteria held on to 18% more lean muscle mass over a year compared to those with weaker gut health, even when their diets looked similar. That means when you eat tempeh, you're not just feeding your muscles, you're giving your gut the tools to unlock that fuel more effectively. The best part? Tempeh is incredibly versatile. Slice it thin and pan-sear with a splash of tamari or apple cider vinegar for a savory flavor. Crumble it into stir-fries, layer it into sandwiches, or toss it into salads for a chewy, nutty boost. It's a near-perfect substitute for meat, but without the heaviness or inflammation. Tempeh shows us the power of fermentation, but the next food takes things in a completely different direction. It's not fermented, and it's not a grain or seed. In fact, it's a vivid green powder that's quietly one of the most concentrated proteins on the planet. Coming in at number 5, spirulina. At number 5, we have a food that doesn't come from a farm, a field, or even a tree. Instead, it comes from the water, a deep green algae called spirulina. Don't let its simple appearance fool you. Spirulina is one of the most concentrated natural protein sources on the planet. Per 100 grams, spirulina delivers an astonishing 29 grams of protein. That's nearly triple what you'd get from eggs. And it's not just the sheer amount. Up to 85% of that protein is bioavailable, meaning your muscles can actually absorb and use it more easily than many animal-based proteins. That's rare in the plant world. Even better, spirulina contains all 9 essential amino acids, including a strong dose of leucine, the very amino acid that tells your body to start repairing and rebuilding muscle. But spirulina's power doesn't stop at protein. One of the biggest enemies of healthy aging is chronic low-grade inflammation, which slows muscle recovery and accelerates muscle breakdown. Spirulina fights this head-on with a unique compound called phycocyanin. A 2022 study in Nutrients found that spirulina reduced CRP, a key inflammation marker, by 32%. At the same time, it boosts nitric oxide levels, improving blood flow so nutrients can reach muscle fibers faster. The best part? You don't need to consume massive amounts. Just 1 teaspoon per day mixed into a smoothie, stirred into oatmeal, or blended into homemade energy bites can deliver noticeable improvements in strength, energy, and recovery within weeks. And because it's light, digestible, and shelf-stable, it's one of the easiest ways for older adults to add high-quality protein to their routine without any fuss. Spirulina proves that sometimes the smallest spoonful can have the biggest impact. But we're not done yet. If you thought green algae was surprising, wait until you hear about the next seed, one that carries 35 grams of protein per 100 grams and delivers the perfect amino acid profile your body craves. Coming in at number 4, hemp seeds. At number 4, we've got a food that looks simple but delivers a nutritional punch unlike almost anything else: hemp seeds. Per 100 grams, Hemp seeds contain around 35 grams of protein, more than double what you'd get from eggs. But the real advantage is their perfect amino acid profile. While many plant-based proteins fall short on one or two essential amino acids, hemp seeds hit every single one in the exact proportions your body needs to build and repair muscle. That's a rare trait, even compared to other so-called complete proteins like quinoa. And here's why that matters so much after 60. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing and using protein. That means it's not just about how much protein you eat, but how usable that protein is. Hemp seeds make sure your muscles get the signal they need to grow, not just the raw material. But hemp seeds don't stop there. They're also rich in omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, including a unique one called GLA gamma-linolenic acid. GLA supports joint health, helps fight inflammation, and even improves mental clarity, all key factors for staying strong, mobile, and independent as we get older. And unlike many protein-heavy foods, hemp seeds are incredibly gentle on digestion. No heaviness, no bloating, just clean, usable fuel. Using them is simple. Sprinkle a spoonful over vegetables, stir into oatmeal, or blend into smoothies. Their mild, nutty flavor makes them easy to add to almost anything. The only rule: don't cook them on high heat, because the delicate oils can break down and lose their benefits. Hemp seeds are proof that plant foods can go head-to-head with the best animal proteins. But now we've reached the point in our list where things start to get really surprising. Our next food doesn't just match meat in protein, it rivals the highest protein cuts you'll ever find, yet it's entirely plant-based. At number 3, seitan. At number 3, we're entering serious protein territory with a food that might surprise you: seitan. Often called wheat meat, seitan is made from vital wheat gluten, and it's one of the densest plant-based proteins in existence. Per 100 grams, seitan delivers a staggering 39 grams of protein. That puts it on par with, and in some cases, above the highest protein cuts of beef or chicken. But here's where it really shines for older adults. It's incredibly easy to digest. During processing, most of the starch and fiber are removed, leaving behind a concentrated form of pure protein that the body can absorb quickly and efficiently. That's great news for aging digestive systems, which often struggle to extract nutrients from heavy or complex meals. Science backs this up. A 2022 study published in Clinical Nutrition (ESPN) found that seniors who included plant-based protein isolates like seitan in their diet retained 21% more lean muscle compared to those who followed a traditional mixed diet. That's not just food, that's functional nutrition, designed for strength. And unlike meat, seitan is naturally low in fat and carbs, making it a smart option for anyone managing cholesterol, diabetes, or weight. You get the muscle fuel without the heaviness or the risk of inflammation. Cooking with seitan is straightforward too. Its chewy, satisfying texture makes it one of the most meat-like plant proteins you'll ever try. Slice it into stir-fries, grill it into savory strips, or roast it with your favorite marinade. For even more impact, pair it with vitamin C-rich vegetables like bell peppers or kale. Why? Because vitamin C boosts the absorption of the iron in seitan, giving your muscles the oxygen they need to recover and grow. Seitan proves that plants can match meat punch for punch when it comes to protein. But now we've reached the top 2, and there's something else entirely. The next food is aged, aromatic, and melts in your mouth, yet it helps your body absorb protein more efficiently than steak. At number 2, Parmesan cheese. At number 2, we've got a food most people think of as nothing more than a topping on pasta, yet it's secretly one of the most powerful protein boosters out there: Parmesan cheese. Per 100 grams, Parmesan delivers a jaw-dropping 42 grams of protein. That's more than eggs, more than milk, and even more than many cuts of meat. But here's the real magic. It's not just the amount of protein, it's how your body can use it. You see, Parmesan is aged anywhere from 12 to 36 months. During that long aging process, much of the protein breaks down into free-form amino acids, the exact form your body needs for fast absorption. For older adults, this is huge. As we age, enzyme production slows down, and digestion becomes less efficient. With Parmesan, The hard work is already done. Your body can absorb its amino acids up to 30% more efficiently than from meat. And here's another reason Parmesan is special. It's rich in leucine, the amino acid that signals your body to start muscle protein synthesis, the process that literally rebuilds and protects your muscles. Just 30 grams of Parmesan provides over 1.5 grams of leucine, which is enough to trigger muscle growth. That makes it a powerful tool in preventing sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass. There's even research to back this up. A 2019 study in Nutrients confirmed that older adults absorbed amino acids from aged cheeses like Parmesan significantly better than from standard meat sources. In other words, you get more muscle support per bite. And the best part? You don't need much. Just a few tablespoons grated over vegetables, omelets, or whole grain bowls can give you a real boost. Slightly warming your dish after adding Parmesan helps release its natural aroma and flavor, which can also help stimulate appetite, something many older adults struggle with. Parmesan proves that even comfort foods can double as muscle medicine, but now we've reached the #1 spot, and this one is unlike anything most people have ever tried. It's not meat, not dairy, and not a seed. It's a powder so concentrated in protein that it leaves everything else in the dust. At #1, dried fish powder. Finally, at #1, we've reached a food almost no one over 60 has heard of. Yet it may be the single most concentrated, muscle-restoring protein source on Earth, dried fish powder. Here's why it's so powerful. By dehydrating lean fish like cod or pollock, nearly all the water is removed, leaving behind pure, concentrated protein. The result? An incredible 63 grams of protein per 100 grams. That's nearly 5 times more than eggs, higher than chicken breast, and even beyond many whey-based supplements. But the real secret is how quickly your body can use it. The protein in dried fish powder is highly digestible, meaning your muscles can absorb and start repairing almost immediately after you eat it. For older adults, that's critical. Recovery slows with age, but this food helps close that gap. The evidence is striking. A 2020 clinical trial published in Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who consumed dried cod powder daily gained 19% more lean muscle mass in just 10 weeks without changing their exercise routines. That's the kind of result most people assume you can only get at the gym. And because it's packed with leucine, the amino acid that flips on your muscle-building switch, just 25 grams of fish powder provides more than 3 grams of leucine, far above the threshold your body needs to trigger muscle growth. Most older adults never hit that target with normal meals, but fish powder makes it simple. It's also versatile. Stir it into soups, stews, or even savory oatmeal for a protein-packed breakfast. Mix it into mashed vegetables for an invisible strength booster. And because it's lightweight and shelf-stable, it's perfect for anyone who struggles with chewing, swallowing, or low appetite. Just make sure you're choosing a food-grade version with no added salt, preservatives, or artificial flavors. This isn't just a food, it's a therapeutic tool, one that scientists are now studying to help stroke survivors rebuild muscle and regain independence. So there you have it, 10 foods that quietly beat eggs at their own game, from chickpeas and quinoa to Parmesan cheese and dried fish powder. These aren't just protein sources, they're tools to protect your independence, rebuild strength, and fight back against the muscle loss of aging. The truth is, eggs aren't bad, but they're just one option in a world full of better ones. And the real key to staying strong after 60 isn't luck, it's what you choose to put on your plate. Even small swaps, like trading rice for quinoa or adding a spoonful of hemp seeds to your breakfast, can make a measurable difference in how you move, recover, and live. If this video gave you a new idea or something to try, let us know in the comments which of these foods you'll be adding to your routine first. And if you found value here, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can click the thanks icon below and buy us a small coffee. Every little bit helps us keep creating content that supports your health and freedom. Because strength after 60 isn't about chance, it's about choice. And the choice starts with what you eat today.